Welcome, listeners. This is Karen Wright. The show is Now or Never. The choice is yours. I appreciate the fact that you made the choice today to tune in to this live radio station with Voice America. I'm so grateful to be here. We have a wonderful, wonderful guest on our show today, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Excited to be here. Looking forward to the conversation.
Well, I am so excited that you're here with us too. It's just been one of those crazy mornings getting everything set. And here we are on this beautiful spring day. And I love April. April's the new beginning. And then how do you feel about April, Rebecca?
Well, it's my birthday month, so I like it.
Yay! That's the best. We get to party with Rebecca. Here we go. That makes me so happy. Before we get going first, and I introduce Rebecca a little bit more, I just want to take a time to just get grounded. So do me a favor. If you're driving in the car, please don't close your eyes. Keep your hands on the steering wheel, but work through with us what we're about to do. I would love this. I want you to close your eyes for me. Take a deep breath. Inhale through your nose and out through your mouth. And take another deep breath in. And exhale. Now I'd love you just to wrap your arms around your shoulders like you're giving yourself a big hug. Again, inhale deeply all the way down into your abdominals. And blow out. And breathe in again. And blow out. While you're embracing yourself, I want you to repeat 3 times, either to yourself or out loud. I am worthy of my love. Let's say that 3 times. I am worthy of my love. I am worthy of my love. I am worthy of my love. Sit with that just for a moment, making sure you're breathing, be coming into the now. I want you to undo your arms around, give yourself an extra squeeze if you need one. I need one today. And then tap 3 times on your chest with your fingers and say 3 times, accept, 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 accept. That always feels so much better for me, getting grounded. And I hope, listeners, you felt that strength come from within you. At the beginning of each show, I go through my cards of affirmations. I love affirmations. I love what they do for us with their positive words, with how positive thinking can change your life. And so as I was shuffling through my cards today, the cards pop out at me, and 2 of them showed up. And so before I read them, Rebecca, I want you, as I read them, just to listen and then afterwards respond and tell me what you thought or how you felt when you heard the affirmation cards, okay? And you can respond on both of them or just one, whichever one you want. But the first one that I got, here it says, I release all tension from my mind, body, system. And I start laughing because I'm like, okay, this is especially for me today. It's like, first time show host, here we go. And I just laughed. The universe is always playing me. So that I felt was really for me. But for anyone else who sometimes, if you felt tension today, it's time for yourself to relax and release. And then the second one that I pulled up was, I align with delight. I align with delight. So Rebecca, Do you want to respond on either one, both of them? Tell me
Sure,
what you
sure.
think. Okay.
Well, the first one I think is so important to always be reminded because we can have tension sneak up on us and suddenly our shoulders are in our ears and we don't even notice because we're so
Right.
tense. And so that reminder to just take a breath and breathe and relax and release. I think we can't hear that enough. So I love that because throughout the day it's so easy to get tense about things. So I love that. I love the reminder to take a breath, to release and align with delight. I love the feel of that. I think we talk a lot about alignment, but we don't always match it with joy or with delight or with something positive. But then we can get into alignment with our purpose, with our mission, and it can be delightful. It can be wonderful. I love combining those words. I think that's so beautiful.
The alignment with delight. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Listeners, if you have a notepad or whatever, write those down today. Use those for the affirmations for the week. When you're feeling the tension, remind yourself to release it throughout your entire body and then align yourself. Come to the center, align yourself again with that delight that is within all of us. Especially once we release the tension, then the delight will be with us easily. So I appreciate your words, Rebecca. Those are beautiful. Um, we're so excited to have Rebecca here with us today. I just cannot believe she's on the show with me. She is, I just want to say, through, I met Rebecca probably 6 months ago, 6 months ago.
Right around that, yeah.
Yeah, I fell in love with Rebecca. It was like love at first, hearing her voice, hearing her enthusiasm, her engagement, her bubble, her love flows through and she leads with her heart. And she has become such a I'm going to choke up, a role model, a powerhouse to me on my journey and my adventures of things that are just starting. So, Rebecca, I love you. And I'm so grateful that you agreed to be on the show with me today. So, thank you so much.
Absolutely. I love you too. I love all that you are doing and bringing forward. It's just an honor to be on the journey with you. And when you asked for me to be on your first show, how could I say no? Such an honor to be in this moment and this time with you as you're launching something so powerful to reach so many people. So I'm very honored to be with you today as you're embracing the now and leaning in and leading and serving and supporting so many.
Well, thank you. It is kind of crazy, the adventures that we've been on, especially with you and all the help that you've done. But I would love to introduce you to my listeners today and read her bio. Is absolutely beautiful. Rebecca Hall Gruyter is a global influencer, #1 international best-selling author and compiler. She's published and helped over 200 plus authors become bestsellers. She helped me. So I'm one of those 200. She is a radio show host and she's reaching out to 1 million plus listeners on 8 different networks. She is an empowerment leader that wants to help you reach more people. She has built multiple platforms to help experts reach more people, including radio, TV, books, magazines, the speaker talent search, and live events, creating a powerful promotional reach to over 10 million. Rebecca is the CEO of RHG Media Productions, which include the RHG TV network with over 30 weekly programs and publishing arms that has helped 200, oh, sorry, my bad, sorry, publishing arm that has helped 200 plus authors become the bestsellers. She is the owner of her own purpose-driven practice and the creator of the Speaker Talent Search. Rebecca has personally contributed to 30 published books, multiple magazines, and has been quoted in major media. The Huffington Post, ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, and Thrive Global, and now helps experts get around in media, major media too. Today, she wants you to have impact, be seen, heard, and shine. So, Rebecca, thank you, thank you. Your bio is incredible.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the beautiful introduction. And again, I'm just truly honored to be here, excited for the conversation, excited to see all that you're bringing forward. So I'm very just thrilled to be here. And I thank you for the beautiful, warm introduction.
Well, you're so welcome. I want to ask you first before my
Sure.
first question for you today,
Okay.
because the first time I met you, I felt this connection.
Mm-hmm.
I felt your truth come forward. Um, I felt you wanted to help.
Mm.
You wanted to give people. I felt like you wanted to empower me to step into who I truly am, and that kind of blew me away, to be honest, because I in business world, women have been known to backstab each other and not try to help each other up, right? It's like dog eat dog world, and I've never felt that way. I've always tried to help other people. And when I was introduced to you and I talked to you and I felt your energy and the fact that you wanted to help me, empower me to grow and to become. How how did you do this? How does this just happen for you?
Um, where does that desire come from? Or where does
Yeah.
yeah. I think it comes from my journey. If I go back in time, I grew up in a very unsafe environment as a little girl. And when I cried out for help, it wasn't believed. And so I sought to be invisible to survive, to stay below the radar. And some of the lessons I learned to survive was that I didn't matter. I'm not okay. It's my fault. There's something horribly wrong with me that is causing people to treat me this way. And I'm unlovable.
Yeah.
And I believed those things on a cellular level. And eventually I was rescued and discovered that those beliefs I had formed were lies, not truth.
Mm-hmm.
And part of what helped me discover the truth were people pouring into me the truth, people outside of myself loving me. And so I learned I was lovable, that I came at great battle and great cost. So I learned I had value. I, on the healing journey, got to learn and discover that it wasn't my fault and that I could choose what I bring forward. And when I look out in the world, I see men and women that are still believing those lies. And that hurts my heart. And it reminds me that we have more work to do. There are more people to reach with the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And so that desire comes from, I want others to know the truth. I want them to be empowered on their journey. And I want to create pathways so we can reach as many people as possible. That's how we make a difference in the world. It's heart by heart, it's life by life. And I'm happy to share my voice, but I know the world needs more than my voice. I'm one of the voices.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can help others bring their voices forward and have them share in their way, we can reach more people with the truth and help make the world a better place.
That's beautiful. I love that. I love the fact that thank you for sharing something so personal about your growing up life and the things you went through. And I think many of us have had life experiences growing up where it wasn't always happy and there was certain forms of abuse. And as children, we might form opinions about ourselves that, like you said, are not true.
Yeah.
So important to really, you did, you became aware of that and you opened up and you began to find your truth because you're this light. I mean, you're like, whoa, you're light, you shine. And I love that about you.
Mm.
And I love what you said. to be a voice, because that's one of my mottos or affirmations that I have, um, to be a voice and not an echo. And
So powerful.
thank you. And there's so many voices out there that we have to learn, I think, also to be able to discern the voices. And how do you feel like with that discernment, how that could happen?
I think it's important to always feel in. I think we need to learn to trust ourselves more.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't always have to understand why. I think we spend too much time trying to figure out why and the how and the path instead of simplifying it. And can I help? Yes or no? What's the next step? Is this the next step? Yes or no? And trusting the insight and the information, the pull on our heart, it won't lead us wrong. But always check in, always feel in, and then bring that forward. I really believe the greatest gift we can bring the world is more of ourselves. Like, we have been designed uniquely and differently. We're not supposed to be replicas of each other. We're supposed to be different. And those differences are needed in the world. So the more we can share the unique and wonderful and quirky way, perhaps, that we're made, the more impact we can have, the more we're giving permission for people to be perfect in their imperfections, that the way they're made is beautiful and needed. And we need to lift each other up and remind ourselves of that truth. And so I think the pausing, the checking in, but being courageous, being willing to be authentic, to share what our thoughts are, to share, even if we don't have it all figured out yet. But I know today I take this step and we take it.
Perfect. We're going into a quick break, and stay tuned with us, and we will talk more with Rebecca when we come back to Now or Never. Choice is yours.
All right, excellent segment. All clear. Back in a couple minutes.
Perfect. Yay.
I'm like watching my little chat thing come up. I'm like going, okay, what did Robert tell me to do again? Okay.
That was great. Great.
That was good. Is the flow going good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're still live on Facebook. Okay, yeah. We're still live on Facebook. So
this is behind the scenes.
This is behind the scenes. This is what I do, you guys. Rebecca, she's an old pro in all this. So she is my guide, and I really do love her and care for her. So if you're on Facebook Live watching this, just know that she's a dear friend to me. I talk to her about everything. Sometimes she probably doesn't want to talk to me.
That's not true. I love my Karen.
Well, this will be great. I think when we go into our next after the next break, this going forward, mm-hmm. I love how you're talking about finding your truth and following your heart. Can we move into that, and then helping people become visible mm-hmm. with their heart, and what visibility is truly about? Does that sound
I love talking about that. So yes.
Okay.
Happy to.
Okay. This will be good.
Because that was a big challenge for me.
Yeah. I think it's a challenge for lots of people. Mm-hmm. So, and people listening on Facebook, if you have questions or whatever, type over your questions or go online and to Now or Never. Karen, what is my email? Karen Shine? Karen Shine. I forgot my email. Karen at shinenowornever.com. Sorry.
All right, we are going to be coming back in about 15 seconds.
Okay. I need to take another deep breath.
You are listening to Now or Never. The choice is yours. To connect with the program today, please call us at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. If you'd rather send an email, the address is Karen@shinenowornever.com. Let's get back to this week's show. Here again is Karen Wright.
Welcome back, listeners. We've had the pleasure of speaking with Rebecca this morning. And we just were talking a little bit about finding how to discern voices that we hear out there, because Rebecca had made a comment that is very important, is to be a voice. And right now in this crazy world, there's a lot of voices going on. And I asked Rebecca, like, how can we discern that? And she pointed out by following your heart, going inward and following what your heart has to say. And I love that. I love what she said and the importance of following your heart. And Rebecca, so as we talk about the truth, following the heart and speaking the truth, how will the truth help others become visible? What does that mean for you?
Well, I would say a couple of things. I was thinking as you were sharing back about following our heart. And for some of us, if this is a new practice, that can feel a little hard. Like, what does that mean? So a suggestion to help us, because we can get caught up in our mind and we can convince ourselves this is the right path and the other's the right path. And after a while, we're completely confused and it's logical both directions. So if that happens, taking that breath, going deeper, here's a couple of ways to feel in to the truth and to following your heart. One is taking up a pen, a writing utensil, pen, pencil, marker, crayon, doesn't matter, but you want to write it, not type it. Okay. With your dominant hand. So if you're right-handed, you'd write with your right hand. If you're left-handed, you'd write with your left hand. So whichever one is your dominant hand, the one you normally write with, you write the question. Then you switch hands and write the answer. And this helps tap into the opposite side of the brain that you usually go to. It builds new neural pathways and can tap into new information. And it helps us get out of some of those ruts or patterns that we can have. The second thing you can do is it's kind of like muscle testing, where you feel in, you stand up, put equal weight on your feet from the front and the back and all around, and you feel in and you ask a yes or no question. Mm-hmm. Should I be on Karen's show today? Should I tune in? And all of you have decided yes. So that was good. So hopefully what you felt when you asked that question was a leaning forward, an uplift of energy. That's a yes. It almost pulls you forward to the toes of your feet. A no, it starts to feel heavy and crushing and kind of pushes you back. That's a no. So tapping in, trusting that wisdom. Our bodies are so amazing. Our hearts are so amazing. All the different information that we can tap into. And so often we just rely on our minds and we're missing all this other information and insight that we can be tapping into that can help us follow our truth, follow our heart. So just some techniques that can be used, but that's slowing. Yeah. And the slowing down helps. But this visibility, why that's important, sharing your voice, why it's important. When people are hurting and they're struggling around the world, it's like if the world feels too daunting around you, it feels like this big, thick pea soup fog comes down and you can just maybe breathe in those moments when life has shocked you, when there's been a loss, when something has happened that has just unrooted you, so to speak. And you're just trying to figure out, can I breathe? You don't remember who to call. You don't remember to reach out. You don't know what you need. You're just like, can I take another breath? Okay. Can I take another? Can I stand? And you feel isolated and alone. And the only thing that I know that cuts through that darkness is light. And us being willing to be that light, to be visible, to shine brightly enough, we are super easy to find in those storms, is what visibility is about. That's why it's important. That's why we need to be willing to take that stand so people can hear us, so they can actually see our hand outstretched, and then they can decide to take it or not. But let's give them the opportunity to make that choice by reaching out, being really easy to find. I think sometimes we get confused and we think visibility is about us, being in the center, spotlights, signing autographs, whatever it is that we think visibility is about, being more, being bigger. being shinier. And it's actually the opposite. It's about being really easy to find by the people who need you most. It no longer becomes about perfection. When you're in the life-saving boat, reaching out your hand, they don't care if your hair is perfect. They care that your hand's there, stretched out, and you can help them. And we need to be willing to take that stand, shine brightly enough, be seen, even with our hair not perfect, and stretch our hand out so that we can help all along the way, not someday, but now.
I love that. And the whole, well, my book, right? Now or never, shine, baby, shine. The now you're talking about when you're in the darkest hours, the fog is coming down. It's hard for you to see the light. And it's going through, we have to go through those darkness or those shadows, those times in our life, and understand them, being able to go through them and then releasing them. So we can look forward and find that light and just see that glimpse of light. And we're like, it's right there. You see the tunnel and you see the light. You're like, it's right there. It's so close. And once you acknowledge what's holding you back, or you're scared, or you have pain, loss, whatever it is, and then you're able to acknowledge and say, okay, other people have gone through things. Other people are reaching their hands down, pulling me up. And yes, their hair is not perfect. And yes, they're not the glamour queen, but that's okay because they're here to help.
Yes.
And so as I wrote my book, I know you and I were going to talk about that today. So I'm kind of jumping the gun here, but
I love it. Yes.
You brought it into perspective very well when you talked about the now and then the shine. So with my book, my intentions were first to heal my heart of losing. The book is about losing the loss of my daughter at 18.
Yeah.
And so going through that loss and realizing that we all have multiple losses throughout our life. It's not just death. There's divorce, there's loss of a job, there's loss, you did terrible on a test. I mean, things that hurt, things that just set you back. There's multiple losses, different types. And how do we come through it? And how do we get to the other side? And so the now in my book is broken up to nothingness, oneness, and wholeness. And you pinned it perfect when you talked about the heart and finding that heart, the truth, that oneness. That is what, to me, oneness is about. And then coming forward and living in the now and saying, okay, I was there, but now I'm here. And the light is shining and the beacon is glowing and it's sparkly all over the place for this moment. Yes. And it could change just like that.
Yes.
Because that's how life is.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it. And I love how you also talk about diamonds. Because I was thinking on that too as we were talking today, and how that pressure.
Yes.
Do you mind sharing a little bit about that? I just think it's so timely and beautiful as we're talking about shining.
Shining in the sparkles. I love how diamonds are formed. First of all, I love Mother Earth, right? I love the earth and the power, like the energy that you have, the force moving forward or back. Our whole body's connected to the earth. And I love the energy, the magnets that it has. And so the history, how the diamonds are formed by the pressure of the heat and the cold and the dirt, forming it together and having the earth rising, pushing it up with all the pressure around it till it just like peaks out on top or is just dug out. And you have this diamond. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. Excuse me. And the diamond is like diamond in the rough, right? It doesn't look like anything until you start cleaning it off, smoothing the edges, letting it form and transform right in front of your eyes. And you start seeing the light, you start seeing the sparkles. And all of a sudden you're holding a gem that is yours. Because to me, everybody is unique. We're all gems. and we all sparkle in our own uniqueness and authentic way. And we have to be raw, right? In order to allow that light, that sparkle to shine, that gem to shine within us. And so to me, we're all diamonds. We're all diamonds in the rough. We're all, sometimes we're sparkly and sometimes we get dirty again. And we got to clean ourselves off, or we got to smooth ourselves out again so we can sparkle. Because I believe, like you do, we're here on this earth to shine and to sparkle and to help other people. So thanks for letting me share that.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for sharing. I think it's so beautiful. I've had conversations about crystals offline. We have talked a little bit about that. And one of the things I've been researching lately are about broken crystals and healing the crystal itself, not just crystals used for healing. And one of the things I've been discovering about crystals that are broken, and diamonds are a gem of a crystal. So the more it's broken or chipped, it's sometimes called a warrior crystal. Wow. And it sometimes can hold more power, or it needs that break to release and have more surfaces to shine on so that it can do more work on the world. And I just thought, how is that similar to us, that as we go through life, we get these scars, or we get these wounds, or we have a new way we can move or share or reflect in the world. And that there's a beauty in that. I have this beautiful quartz crystal that has all these internal like fractures inside it. When you hold it up to the light, it has a million rainbows.
Beautiful.
That wouldn't be there without that. And I think sometimes we think things need to be perfect, smooth on the surface, cut a certain way, but and some of those scars or the journey makes something less valuable. And I think it makes it more valuable. And that warrior that we are, that scar means we stood in that place for another and we rose up again. And I think there's honor in that. And I think there's respect that we can show ourselves for standing up again, and kindness and love, and seeing the beauty in that and in each other, and that it's okay to fall down. It's okay to get dirty, like you shared, and then get cleaned off again, stand up again, and shine again. And we can. And sometimes it's differently. We can shine in a new way because of the journey and what we've gone on. Yes. And we can help in a whole new facet, or a whole new fraction, that we wouldn't have been able to help before because of that chip, or that falling down, or that new discovery.
I love that. I mean, that's very powerful to me, because we're all sheroes or heroes in our own ways, right? And the only way is because of our pain or sorrow or things that we've gone through. I went to the seminar, I just want to share with you, and I loved it. We talk about that we're all broken pieces, and we're all broken, right? Our heart's broken. And the instructor, loved her, just love her. She painted with gold paint lines throughout our entire faces. So our face was cracked. And you looked in the mirror and you saw the cracks, you saw the pain, you saw the hurt, you saw the growth. And then you saw it all pieced back together in this beautiful image of who you are. And it opened my eyes, realizing we're all broken. We're all broken. But we can take that gold paint, pink paint, whatever color paint we want, and glue us back together again. So we're complete and whole. And we're actually beautiful, more so because of what we've been through and gone through, just like you described with the crystals and the diamonds. And we're more compassionate with people and for people with the experiences that we've gone through. So I love the fact that you shared that. That just opens my heart. I just thank you so much for sharing with me.
Absolutely. I love it. And I even feel like more compassion, we have more surfaces, in a sense. We have more room to serve, to lift up others. We can expand. Yes. We have capacity to do so. Yeah. Yeah. I love that.
And I feel the less you hide about yourself. I mean, I told my kids read my book. I'm like, sorry, everyone's going to know about your mom. Here we go. There's no hiding or backing out now. But once you own what you've done and you take the responsibility, and then you can just let it go and it's off your shoulders. There's no lies, there's no hiding, and no one can come back into your face and said, you did XYZ. And you're like, yes, I did. And you know what? I hurt many people. It was a rippling effect. I need to talk to you about my cover, about the rippling effect on my book cover. And I take responsibility. And there's nothing left for that person to confront you with once you take responsibility.
Yep.
And to me, that is freedom. Freedom is one of those words I have written on my mirror. That allows someone to fly and to soar. So freedom is very important to me.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. And that really just owning it, it loses its power, it loses its sting, acknowledging it, and then letting it go and moving forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's important. I think the hardest part for most people, because we're our own worst judges, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is letting it go. For some reason, we just want to add it to the backpack and just like we're heavy, and it's like, but once we start releasing those rocks and those pebbles and those stones off of our back, we can open up our heart, open up our chest, because we can stand straight again and allow our heart chakras to flow. Love is free, right? If we allow it, love is free. As long as we let go of our old baggage and not hold on to it.
Yes.
And just let it go. So, Rebecca, this is great. We're going to another commercial break. And think about this, listeners, about the crystals, about how you are a gem and a diamond, about owning the things you've done and letting it go, taking responsibility, and then it's gone. We'll be right back after this break.
Okay, awesome. Another good segment. All clear. Back in about 2.
I love that you brought the crystals. That was like absolutely. I got my little wand over here. I got my lights burning. I did my saging, my smudging this morning.
Beautiful, beautiful.
My meditation, and I know we're live. So people, we love to smudge. We love to cleanse. We love meditation. We love yoga. We love Reiki.
Essential oils.
Crystals. Rebecca loves. I can't wait to go visit her and see all her beautiful crystals in her homes. So it's been amazing. So fun. And I'm just excited for this. So we will have how long's our next, 15 minutes? We're at 52. Sorry, people, I'm still learning all this.
Yeah. I think you have about 15 minutes when we come back.
Okay.
Might be between 13, 15.
Okay. Should we talk about how you're passionate about helping people launch their books? Do you want to go into that direction, or what do you feel?
Well, I know you wanted to talk about your cover.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So I want to make sure we do that. And I'm happy to talk about books and how important it is to launch versus publish. That you want to make sure that component's part of it and why that matters. So if time allows, happy to do so.
Okay. No, I think we'll do that. We'll go into I'll just talk really quick about the cover, and then we'll talk about the importance of launching and not just publishing a book, because you're the expert.
Perfect.
You're the expert. Oh, and my voice kind of got a little roughy there. And I do have water, so that's good.
I was just thinking, well,
I know. I'm like, I'm gonna take a drink.
Water break for everyone.
We're just about to come back. I'm going to go ahead and send the feed your way.
Speaking of, look at, I got my rocks. In
Oh,
my,
look at that.
oh,
Infused.
I am. Yeah, I keep them in there. Oh, as long as I don't choke on them, I'll be
Yeah,
fine.
please don't.
Oh. Mm. That would be just something I would totally do too. Hairball? No, it's just a rock.
Well, now I know. I didn't know you did that. So I learned something new about you today.
Yeah, you can put crystals in your water. Just don't drink them.
I know that would be my fear. But
It's like an ice cube.
mhm, mhm.
So you just yeah, very good. I've actually done good. Done it for about 2 weeks and haven't swallowed one. So I'm
That's
doing
good. I'm glad.
Oh. I love you people. I love you listeners. Oh.
I love it.
Too. I always forget how long the breaks are.
Yeah, we may actually have 10 minutes when we come back.
Okay. Because I got 55.
I'm not seeing Voice America.
Are we live?
I think we are.
They didn't tell us to come back on, did they?
No, but you know what? Maybe you got bumped off. Well, you and I are still connected.
Yeah, we're still connected. And it still says recording.
So that's all working. Well, that's good. I'm not sure. You might want to pull your phone out just in case something.
Okay, Facebook Live. This is what you get to see behind
behind
the sets. I'm not showing anything.
Yeah, there may have been a power surge or something. So yeah, because it's you and I right now.
Yeah. So we're recording. I mean, we can continue to record.
Yeah, and Facebook Live if there are questions.
Yeah. Let's do that. And then once they pick us back up, then we'll be good to go.
Perfect. Right? Yeah.
The show goes on.
I love it.
We'll figure this out. So this is good. So I wanted to talk really quick about the book.
Yeah, your beautiful cover.
Yeah. So on my book cover, it has me standing in the water. And there's a little bit of breeze. I'm in this white dress and it's just flowing in the back, and I have a scarf, and the wind catches it just enough to make it look like I have these wings, which when I saw it was my daughter, Kalina, with me, my angelic, I call her my angelic daughter with me. And the rippling effect on the water, it is there's so much symbolism to that, because in life we have rippling effect. And sometimes the rippling effect is something great and powerful, right? And then other times that rippling effect is damaging and can hurt so many other people. And so to me, that was just really important in that book, because my book is about the things I've done. I've done some good things, and I've done some things that have been not great. And the rippling effect that caused the hurt on my loved ones, my kids, my ex, and on me,
Mm-hmm.
and just how crazy decisions can be, and the hurt that it can cause, and it's a rippling effect. So the book caught it all, so it was good.
I love it. And I do. We are so far more powerful than we realize. And we do create a ripple. And that can be positive and negative. And so I think part of how we can shift it to more positive is stopping, pausing, being mindful instead of reactionary, but choosing how we respond, choosing how we want to move forward, being careful, checking in, finding that truth.
Right.
So that we are being how we want to be, who we're called to be, and showing up in that way. And hopefully creating the positive ripples with what we do, and those outweigh the others.
Well, I love it. I love it. I don't know if we have time, but you want to just do a little splurt?
I can do a little, yeah, I can share.
On the difference, the passion about launching the book and not just publishing the book.
Sure. So, in the publishing world, I love to help showcase authors. And part of the reason is when I first started in my speaking career in that space, I was part of two different projects. Great publishers, powerful co-authors, great quality, all of those things were very much in alignment. And one of the books was published professionally and released. And I still have those books in my garage, and they're great books. But they didn't get traction. They didn't get the promotion. They didn't get shared out as they could have. And what we found with,
Hey guys.
Yep.
Hey, we lost power for about 4 minutes. So we're going to bring you back. Don't worry about it. We'll edit it together and make sure it makes sense and everything.
Okay. And
Yep, go ahead, Rebecca.
Oh, no. We kind of continued on after a little bit. So hopefully that can go back into the
Can
PC.
you? Okay. Yeah, can you send us the audio file after the show then? And we'll just keep going.
Okay. Karen, is that cool?
Yeah, whatever that means.
Yes.
Yeah, since you're recording it, you can send us the M4A file after the show ends.
Perfect.
Oh, that's too funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have books in your garage.
Okay, so well, perfect. So, and that's what's so beautiful about, everyone's getting this live experience, and this is some of what happens with live. Sometimes there are disconnects or whatever, and then that's the beauty of when it gets recording. Always record, because you can always repurpose. You can always use it in different ways and bring it back together. So I love that, and the amazing team that does that and brings it forward. So going back to the books in the garage, and those books aren't having the impact they could have. And the other book that I was part of, very similar quality, great, professionally published, but they launched the book. So they did a media campaign around it. There were interview opportunities. I got to be part of a conference and an event, and I got to stretch in new ways to show up in media in ways I had never shown up before. That book changed the course of my life. The launch, the best-selling campaign. It wasn't just about becoming a bestseller. It was the visibility, the stretch that happened with it. And who did I need to become to be able to sign books? Who did I need to become to be able to show up in media? How could I do that? How could I live my message, walk my message in a new way to reach more people and become that? And that's part of what happened. And I discovered, and it opened doors I didn't even know existed, including Voice America. Because of the visibility and traction created in that book, I showed up on new radars, and I got a call from Voice America feeling like I could be a host on their show, that I had a platform that I stood for and a voice that would matter and could reach the world. And I remember thinking inside, platform because it was already this huge stretch to write the chapter and share my
Right.
story for the first time, and scary, and it was vulnerable and authentic and all of these things, and I was stretching, but everything was kind of scary at that moment with all of it. And I remember being so honored to be asked and eventually leaning in, and it's been over 7 years now doing a weekly show. That show ended up leading to having a TV show, a TV channel, a TV network, eventually to having my own publishing house where we not only help people launch their books as bestsellers, but we're able to publish them. We're able to help showcase authors and partner with other publishers too to bring their books forward in really powerful way. Because through collaboration, through lifting each other up, those books don't stay in the garage. They can get into people's hands and hearts. And that's what makes the difference. And so I'm really passionate about anybody out there writing a book. It's a big undertaking. It's a beautiful undertaking. You can do a chapter in a group project. You can do a full book and bring that forward. But if you're going to do all of that, invest your heart, your energy, your soul, and resources, take that step to launch it. Take the step to help it reach as many hearts as it can. Make it really easy for people to find it so it can have the impact it's called to have. And you as an author get to stretch and get to grow and increase your reach and increase your influence and make the difference in the world that you're called to make.
Rebecca, how can people get a hold of you? We're like just
Absolutely. Yep. 2 ways. So they
Okay.
can go to my website, yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Again, that's yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. And anyone who wants to have a quick chat, a meeting, I'm happy to do so at meetwithrebecca.com.
I love it. Thank you. And yes, take the time, meet with her. Also, if you have any comments, or I would love to hear from my listeners about the show today, maybe about the affirmations, what alignment was your desire? What was that all about? Or what tensions did you release? So email me at Karen@shinenowornever.com or go to my website, shinenowornever.com. I appreciate you being with us on our show, Now or Never, the choice is yours. I'm your host, Karen Wright, and now is your time to start your day, enjoy your week, and remember, tune back in next week and learn more about living in the now. Thank you.
All right. Great show, ladies. We're all clear.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, just send us that file and we'll get that posted for you.
Okay.
All right. Any questions for us?
No,
All
I don't think so. Do I have
All
any?
right.
I don't know how to do it, but Rebecca will walk me through it.
You couldn't have a better mentor.
I know. She saved
All right.
me.
Rebecca, always good to talk to you. Karen,
Good to
nice
talk
meet
to you too.
Welcome to the
Yeah.
Voice America family.
Thank you.
Take care, ladies.
Bye.